YouTube universe. Welcome back to Reading for Sunday, our daily show where we look at the readings for this upcoming Sunday. And this upcoming Sunday is the fifth Sunday in Lent. So we are nearing the end of Lent, and we have some interesting readings this week. Today we start with our Old Testament reading, which is Jeremiah 31. So if you have a Bible, go ahead and pull open your Bibles to Jeremiah 31. I will get my Bible and fancy notepad out here, and I will zoom in on this passage so we can take a look at what's going on. All right, our section of Jeremiah 31 starts here with, "Behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord." This is a passage about New Covenant. This is what we call the New Covenant. It references the covenants that God has made with with Israel and with Judah. But this covenant is going to be different somehow. And if we turn to the top of the next page, or we can see it here, "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days I will put my law within them. I will write it on their hearts." This is not an external covenant anymore, but a covenant built on the hearts that will not even require teaching, for everyone will be part of this covenant. If you've been following us along and we've been looking at these other covenants, we know that this one is unique in that regard, that it also includes the whole world, right? This coming together of Israel and Judah, and now this recognition that everyone will not need to be taught because it will already be part of them, right? That you won't have to tell each other to know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, declares the Lord. And this covenant includes the forgiveness of sin. This is an awesome themed passage, and it's a super interesting one that gets us launched into what's coming next in our readings. But today, to pay attention to Jeremiah 31 and to do it justice, we need to recognize the newness of it is a gift of God, right? That the covenants of old, this is not those covenants don't matter. It's that the covenants do matter, but that there's a continued failure on the parts of our side of the covenant, on the human side of covenant. So we need this forgiveness because of our continued failure to keep the old covenants. That God says in this passage that, this is one of my favorite spots. Let me see if I can find it real fast. "Though I was their husband, declares the Lord, for my covenant that they broke, even though I was their husband." This is one of the most important images to get in your head around covenant and around rules and around laws and around Old Testament prophecy. The idea that when God makes his covenant with Israel, he becomes like their husband, and Israel becomes like God's partner in marriage. And the beauty of that picture, and the way the prophets are going to use it all the time, is that when you break the covenant, when you sin, or when you go astray, it's not simply that you're sinning or going astray, it's that you're being unfaithful to your partner. That you're cheating on God with idolatry and with selfishness and with pride. And that's an amazingly different picture of what sin is. It's a very personal picture of sin, but this unfaithfulness that's hinted at here in this passage will no longer be the case in the new covenant. That's the promise of Jeremiah 31. When people talk about the new covenant, sometimes this is the passage they're talking about. We'll look and see how this follows through the readings as we go this week. But for now, pay attention to this forgiveness. This is what's coming in this new covenant. Forgiveness for our failure to keep and to be faithful in the Old Testament. All right, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this at all. You can check out our other videos from earlier weeks.